Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about Form 8283 non-cash charitable contribution. Guys, this is basically a two-page form and it consists of 5 parts. So Form 8283 is a tax form used by the filer who wish to deduct non-cash contributions made to a qualifying charitable organization. Deduction for non-cash charitable contribution is reported on itemized deduction of Schedule A. Individual partnerships or corporations file Form 8283 to report information about non-cash charitable contributions when the amount of their deduction for all non-cash gifts are more than $500. The only exception to $500 rule for C Corp. C Corporations tax status must file 8283 only if their charitable contribution exceeds $5,000. You can list up to 5 donations to 5 different organizations on Form 8283, and if you had more donations, you can attach as many Form 8283 in your 1040 tax returns. Non-cash contributions can include securities, property, vehicles, collections, and arts. Limit to non-cash contributions on taxes. You can only deduct up to 60% of your AGI in charitable contributions starting in tax year 2020. For appreciated assets, including long-term appreciated stocks or property generally deductible at fair market value, your deduction should not exceed 30% of your AGI. Does the donation save taxes? Charitable contribution can deduct only your taxes, but if you choose to itemize your taxes, generally you would itemize when the total combined anticipated deduction, including charitable gifts, add up to more than the standard deduction. So guys, this is the basic information about charitable contribution 8283 form. Now, donation non-cash items may require an appraisal in order to determine value. Appraisals are not required in case such as private stock valued at $10,000 or less for intellectual property. This form should not be used for expenses acquired for volunteer or charitable work or for cash or credit contribution payments or expenses. Qualifying charitable organization are any non-profit organization that educational, scientific, humanitarian or other charitable causes will qualify. Valuing property donations. When you donate property to a charity, the IRS allows you to deduct its fair market value. It's your responsibility to determine the value of your property donations. There are many ways you can do this, but regardless of the valuation method you choose, your estimated value must always be related to a realistic price that a buyer would pay for an item in the open market. For example, if you donate used clothing, the IRS suggests you to reference the retail price that thrift stores in your area charge for similar items. But if you donate a used vehicle, you must reference a reputable used car price guide, the factors, the make, model, year, mileage, overall condition into the price rather than using the price that dealership in your area charge. If you donated car is valued greater than $500 and the charity sells it, you should receive a Form 1098C form for the charity that states how much they sold it for. The amount is what you take as a deduction. Some property donations, such as a rare piece of art, may require you to obtain any appraisal from an art expert. The software is a free tool that helps you to track your donations and determine the IRS approved value. When you use the software to prepare your taxes, you can import this information directly from its deductible into your tax return. Obtaining property appraisals, what I have discussed just few moments ago. The IRS requires you to obtain a qualified appraisal for any single item or group of related items you donate that have a value of more than $5,000. For example, if you donate 5 rare first edition books that each have a value of $1,200, you must obtain an appraisal because the items are similar and in total exceed $5,000. The appraisal must be done by someone who holds some expertise in the type of property and must be signed and dated no more than 60 days prior to making the donation. The appraisal must also include a description of the property and its condition. The appraiser must also sign Part 3 of your Form 8283. Preparing Form 8283 based on that. To complete the remainder of the form, you must have the name and address of all organizations you made donations to, description of all property, information on how you initially acquired the property, the amount you paid for each item and their respective values at the time of donation. If you maintain adequate records of your donation during the year, Form 8283 requires minimum time to complete. Annual deduction limitations. Preparation of Form 8283 does not guarantee that you can deduct the entire value of your property donations in the current year. For most of the organization you make donations to, the IRS limits your combined annual deduction to 50% of your adjusted gross income. In the unlikely event your deduction is limited this year, you can always deduct the excess on one of your next 5 tax years. Now the next part comes how to file Form 8283. The filer must file out the name and identifying number. You can see here name on your tax return item and the identifying number. It will automatically flow from the return. Now coming to the part 1, information of donated property, and above that section A, donated property of $5,000 or less and publicly traded securities. So you have to in line 1A here name and address of the donor organization. Line B, if donated property is a vehicle, check the box. Also enter the vehicle identification number unless Form 1098C is attached. Description and condition of donated property for a vehicle, enter the year, make, model and mileage. For securities and other property, see instructions. Date of contribution here. Date acquired by donor. How acquired by donor, donor's cost of adjusted basis, fair market value. Line H, line I, method used to determine the fair market value. Now coming to part 2 is filled out if there was less than an entire interest in the property listed in the previous section. Part 1 of section B, which is similar to part 1 in the section A. This is the section B, donated property over $5,000 except publicly traded securities, vehicles, intellectual property or inventory reported on section A. Is filled out by the taxpayer or the appraiser. The appraiser must also sign a declaration. The recipient must also sign on an acknowledgement and include its name, identification number, address and a signature from an authorized officer. Other relevant forms. Taxpayers who file Form 8283 have made contribution to motor vehicles, boats and aeroplanes may also include Form 1098C, which shows the gross proceeds. In certain cases, Form 8283 must also be accompanied by written appraisal by a qualified appraiser in case for art pieces value 20,000 or more. Part 1 of the section B can only be filled out after getting the written appraisal. The appraisal is not required to be submitted with the form, but it should be kept with the filer's record. Now coming to part 2, partial interest and restricted uses property other than qualified conservation contributions. Part 3, taxpayer donor statement, part 4 declaration of appraiser, donee acknowledgement, what I have already discussed before. So let's take an example. Name and address of the donee organization, say Morgan Stanley. Contributed $2,000. I don't know why it's not flowing. Okay. Fair market value is $2,000. Date of contribution, let's assume purchase. So in this way you can report everything on the software. Guys, I am having some issue with Drake, so that's why I can't view the Drake software in this video. I'm sorry for that. So that the whole entire thing will flow to Schedule A. Here it should flow to $2,000. You can see gifts to charity other than cash or check. If you made any gift of $250 or more, see instruction you must attach 80 to 83 form. This is Schedule A and this should flow here, $2,000. Here. And this should flow to line number 12 if itemized deduction are more than standard deduction, then only. But the basic understanding is from 80 to 83 it should move to Schedule A, line number 12 here. Okay, so now quickly recap what I have already discussed. So basically 80 to 83 is a form used by the filers who wish to deduct non-cash contributions made to a qualifying charitable organization. Deduction for non-cash contributions are reported in itemized deduction section. You have already seen that individual partnerships and corporations file Form 80 to 83 to report information about the non-cash charitable contribution when the amount of the deduction for all the non-cash gift items are more than $500. The only exception of $500 rule for C Corp. Non-cash contributions can include securities, properties, vehicle, collectibles and art. You can only deduct up to 60% of AGI in charitable contributions starting in the tax year 2020. For appreciated assets including long-term appreciated stocks and property generally deductible at FMB fair market value, your deduction should not exceed 30% of your AGI. Charitable contributions can deduct only your taxes, but if you choose to itemize your taxes, generally you would itemize when the total combined total anticipated deduction including charitable gifts add up to more than standard deduction. So this is what we do generally. Donated non-cash items may require an appraisal in order to determine value. Appraisals are not required in cases such as private stock valued at $10,000 or less for intellectual property. This form should not be used for expenses acquired for volunteer or charitable work or for cash or credit contribution payment or expenses. Qualifying charitable organization, it may be any non-profit organization that educational, scientific, humanitarian or other charitable causes will qualify. Guys, this is all about Form 80 to 83. I believe you have understood. Goodbye.